my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I want to talk about how to deal with fear, because I feel like there's a lot of that going around right now. And I'm not saying it's not valid, but I am saying that being able to cope with it and being able to understand yourself during these tough times is super important. So I don't really want to get into what is going on here, because I feel like enough people are talking about what is going on the outside all over the world, right? Astrology is a wonderful tool to understand your body, to understand how things work, and really it's a great way to navigate times like this. And so today I'm going to give you a really big tip that can change your life and help you when you are going through a stressful time. And it doesn't just go for this time in particular, the now. It can be anytime you feel anxiety, anytime you feel difficult, like things are going in a difficult way, then you can use this. Okay, are you ready for it? Be in your element. Most of us right now, we are not in our element. A lot of us are not working. A lot of us are dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of changes, and there's just a lot of fear going on. And the signs have different ways of coping with fear. They have different energies. Instead of going individually into the signs, I want to tell you what you can do right now that can really help you. And that is to go into your element. So there are 4 elements. There are fire signs, there are water signs, there are earth signs, and there are air signs. Everyone has an element associated with their sign, and your signs really represent you. So when you feel out of your element, when this is not the norm, when you feel uncomfortable and anxious, you're feeling out of your element, right? I hope all this makes sense. Anytime you feel anxious, stressed, upset, and you feel out of your element, time to go into your element. If you're an earth sign, that means going into the earth, right? If you're a water sign, it means being in water. If you're a fire sign, it means being around fire. If you're a air sign, it means being in the air, right? And I'm going to explain a little bit what that means, because you're like, well, Zoe, how can we just be in the air? We can't fly. We heal the best when we are in our element. So let's start with earth signs. If you are an earth sign, you need to be around the earth. That means going out in nature. That means taking a walk in the park, because you can still go out in nature. You just got to stay away from people right now. You can also ground yourself. Focus on your security. Take a mud bath if you can. I mean, obviously most of us can't do that, but that's just an example of being in nature. Maybe eat some root vegetables. Eat vegetables that have really been in the earth, like potatoes, you know? Maybe chill out with your houseplants. Hang out with them. If you have a garden, tend to your garden. There are different ways you can ground yourself and you can work with yourself and use this to de-stress, to chill out, because you're in your element when you're around the earth. What about water signs? Okay, water signs do best around water. Water heals them. Water signs might benefit from a nice hot shower, or swimming if they can, or a hot bath. Water signs need to stay very hydrated. They need to embrace the water, become one with the water. I know that sounds kind of silly, but the truth is, it's very healing. Having a lot of liquids. Sometimes cold showers can help. Ask your partner to do sensual massages. Try pleasing yourself with some ice cubes. Water doesn't have to be steaming hot. It can be cold too. You know, just try to experiment with this time. Water signs are very in tune with feelings, right? And they're very sensitive. So maybe this is a good time to do an emotional release, right? Don't suppress all your feelings. Let yourself cry. Do some crying. Crying can be very healthy. There's a lot of pent-up energy that you just need to release. So this is a good time for that. Water signs are also very associated with creativity. Maybe make some beautiful artwork. Get in a flow state of mind where you're not thinking about the rest of the world. Fire signs heal with fire. So that means lighting some candles, lighting some incense, getting under the covers and being all cozy and warm, turning up the heat, sweating it out, doing some hot yoga, working out and getting your heart rate up. Fire signs have a lot of energy and they need to release it. They need to tune into that drive. They need to rekindle a flame. Maybe things aren't going great with a partner and you're sort of losing that spark. Maybe this is the time to turn it back on. Air signs have to do with the mental realm, right? Going outside and feeling the breeze might be really nice. Breath work, breathing, you want to work with air, right? So one thing I really like to do is the Wim Hof method. You can look him up, but he has a very specific breathing technique that is really awesome. So it's really good, especially for air signs. So definitely check it out. I'll post information to him below. Meditation, you can do guided meditation. You want to learn to quiet your mind and the mental chatter. If you're stuck inside, open a window, let the air in. Make sure you can breathe. That's so important. If there's a lot of mental energy or jitteriness, journaling is great. Expression is good. Even venting to a family member. For the other signs, I would say get off social media. But for you, if you need it, if you need to use your computer or your phone and talk to your friends, that's cool. But make sure that you set yourself some boundaries. Boundaries are super important, especially for air signs. For those of you who don't know what your element is, if you're an earth sign, it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If you are a air sign, it's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If you're a fire sign, it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And if you're a water sign, it's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. One thing I have to mention is you all have a chart, a natal chart. And you might have more signs that are of a different energy. So if you're like, well, I really want more air sign stuff. I mean, obviously you can do any of it. You know, there's free will. You can try anything. But you heal best in your element. So give this a try. Remember to check out your entire chart because you might have planets that are in other signs that happen to be a different element. So you might have a lot of a different element that's different from your sun sign, and you can also think about that. And if you are on a cusp, find a way to combine things. I know things are difficult, and I know that a lot of you probably are exasperated with not being able to work, or with things being closed down, or just having to change up your routine. Maybe some of you love it. You love being at home. And maybe not everyone is going through this, but a lot of us are feeling this fear. And my other advice is it's good to be aware of what's going on, but you don't have to be watching the news like 24/7. You can check in once or twice a day to find out what's going on, but you don't need to like freak yourself out and stare at a screen. I just have a lot of friends who are there like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? But the truth is, like, it's not gonna change over the next few hours. I mean, and if it does, like, it doesn't hurt to find out an hour later, you know? And to all of you who have suffered a loss of a loved one because of all this going on, I'm very, very sorry for you. And I'm I mean, my heart goes out to you. Lots of love to you. This is a good time to look within, to focus on looking at your energy from within and not seeking it in others. I do hope you all keep watching. I feel like we need each other during these times, and we may not be able to like be close, not that we ever really were, but I think it's really good to have people that we trust around, and I hope that I can sort of be that for you in a way. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any other advice, I would love to hear it. You all are beautiful souls. I can just feel it. And I know you got this. Remember, breathe. Bye.